The first question is that, is having a kid a must?
Is having a kid a must? No, absolutely not. Having a kid, as somebody who does not have a kid, I can tell you that it is not a must, and that it's certainly a privilege. And the time where having a children being a must is long ago past. Okay, there was a time in which it was thought as you weren't a man or you weren't a woman if you didn't have a child and contribute to the building of the culture and the building of the society and all of that. But it's easy to see from that point of view that that time is long since gone. We are an overpopulated planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Iran, still, I believe that there are families, like so many families, that they believe that men and women should get married and have children, and
Right.
like they have to.
Yeah, and then a lot of that is you know, there are many traditions that are founded in very sound, very good principles, but those principles no longer apply. And so people have kept the principles, but they don't even remember why they were there in the first place, so they just don't question it.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you a good example of an experiment that's been done with that. It's a tin monkey experiment. Okay, this was conducted at Stanford, I believe, back in the late 90s or early 2000s. I'm not sure of the date of this experiment, but here's the experiment, okay? They put 10 monkeys in a room with a ladder in the middle and some bananas hanging, okay? It doesn't take them very long before one of the monkeys starts to climb up the ladder and grab the bananas. As soon as that happened, men come in with a very powerful water hose and hose down all the monkeys. They hate that, and they all run away and try to hide, and they hose all the monkeys down. And then, you know, later one of them will try again to get the banana, and they'll come in and they'll hose all the monkeys down again until they learn, don't touch the bananas, right? Now, there's no reason to not touch the bananas other than you're going to get hosed down, right? Then they will one by one start to remove one of the monkeys who's had that experience and put in another one who's never had that experience yet, like a brand new monkey. That monkey will eventually go, I don't know what's the matter with you guys, but I'm going to have a banana, right?
Yeah.
And all the other monkeys will go, no, no, they will, like, they'll beat him up, they'll anything, just don't get the bananas, right? Now, he doesn't know. He's never been hosed down. He doesn't know. Then they'll replace yet another monkey, and that'll happen again, and another monkey, and that'll happen again, until all of the monkeys in the room have never been hosed down, but no monkey will touch the bananas.
Wow.
Okay? They don't know why. It's just around here we don't touch bananas, okay? And they don't even know why. They've never had the punishment experience or anything. They just now have a tradition called don't touch the bananas. And nobody knows why. Okay? Now, this is how traditions are built. This is how customs and traditions are developed in societies and cultures. Something happens, it's important, it affects everybody, so everybody agrees, let's don't do that. Or, you know, in the case of having children, we must do that, right? We must do that. And anyone that doesn't do that is not contributing to the tribe or the herd, is not contributing to society. You must do that, right? And so there was very good reason for that, because you could die out. You know, tribes did die out. People, there's been at least 4 different strains of humanoid that have developed on this planet.
Wow.
4 different types of humanoids have walked this earth. The one called Homo sapien, the ones that we are the last survivors. Okay, but as far as we know, right? There's been some other humanoid type things that have been spotted around on the earth, but you couldn't call them thriving, right? So we're the ones who are thriving and who have taken over the planet because of these kind of customs.
Yeah.
Right? Because of these kind of customs. It was important to pass on your genes to future generations. It was important to cause yourself to exist out into the future. So it was a kind of immortality, and it was viewed spiritually as the right thing to do, certainly physically as the right thing to do, genetically as the right thing to do, and even in many cultures morally, right?
Yep.
Like you're just wrong if you don't do that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So for us to be born into a society where, we're basically like a bunch of monkeys that don't touch the bananas, right? You don't live your life without children.
Yeah.
So there is a genetic drive, if you will, that's been inherited to want to procreate, right?
Yep.
I think humans have developed to the point where there's a genetic drive to want to have sex, certainly, but that doesn't necessarily mean we want to have babies. And so some people really, really, really want to have babies, and others don't.
Yeah.
Right? Others just like, you know what, I have some, and I'm one of those, okay? I consciously chose to not have children in my life, and I married a woman who consciously chose that with me. And, during the first part of our marriage, we thought about having children. We considered it, and it was about the time that our careers started taking off, and we had to make a choice. We said we can go out in the world and make a huge difference in the world and make a huge contribution to people in the world and be citizens of the world and participate on a very large level, and that will be our family. I choose humanity as my family. And she also made this choice with me.
Yeah.
And together we decided, okay, so because the other choice was have children, go shopping, change diapers, wake up in the middle of the night, don't go do seminars and workshops. It was a very clear choice. It was like that or that, but don't think you could do both. I'm clear that we could not do what we've done had we had children 18 years ago when we started doing this. We would now have an 18-year-old who may actually hate us. There's no guarantee when you have children that they're going to like you. In fact, we're learning from these workshops, it's a pretty good chance that they won't for at least a period in their life. There'll be a time where your children kind of turn, and they need to rebel against their parents. Certainly for young men, most young men get to be around 16, 17, and they stand up to their father and say, you're not telling me what to do, kind of thing. And then the father either puts him down or lets him go,
Yeah.